So in one sense, liberal arts education is very old. I mean, if you read the Greek philosophers, and I'm sure it's true about Indian philosophers and Chinese philosophers from thousands of years ago, they're interested in the nature of investigation. They're interested in how we make sense of the world. They're interested in what it means to be a human being. They're interested in war and peace and love and hatred. So the interest of the liberal arts is very old. But as a formal educational philosophy, it was pretty quiet until the modern era. And from my perspective, probably British education and French education and then German education were the closest to the liberal arts. And of course, English education impacted India and it impacted the United States, and I think basically in a positive way. When I use the term liberal arts, I'm actually talking about college and university. So what happens after secondary school. And here the United States is unique because in every other country in the world, when you finish secondary school, age 17, 18, 19, you go for a career. You go to become an engineer. It's probably the most popular thing in the world. Maybe a doctor, maybe a lawyer. There are other professions, I mean nursing and social work and architecture. But in most places in the world, being an engineer, a lawyer, or a doctor are the principal professions. So what's unusual in the United States is what we call four-year liberal arts education, where from roughly the age of 18 to 22, you don't have a vocational gun to your head. Liberal arts schools differ in how many required courses they have, but if you say you want to go into business, people say then you shouldn't be at this school unless you're willing to postpone going to business or law until a few years. And I have to say that 50 years ago in the United States, there was more acceptance of pushing the vocation off, but everywhere in the world, including the United States, there's a lot of pressure to make education pre-vocational or vocational. And it's interesting from the point of view of the United States that at the very time when we are diminishing the focus in liberal arts, that in other parts of the world, particularly East Asia and South Asia, but also Eastern Europe, there's more of an interest in the liberal arts. And I sometimes laugh and say, are people interested in liberal arts because they know what it is or because they don't know what it is? So that's the background. But for younger children, there are sort of two aspects to liberal arts. One is to cover a range of different areas, different disciplines. So non-specialization, the arts, the humanities, the natural sciences, the physical sciences, the social sciences, language. And that's probably not very controversial. I guess it's true that in some countries, I don't know about India, but you have tracking fairly early. So if you're in Germany, by the age of 11 or 12, we've decided you're going to go to the university or not.